Hey everybody, Sophia Rain, writing your story. I feel drained right now by watching all this competition and master classes and emails. And that said, I am working on a master class. It's a free master class that does lead to a paid program. Now, why would I tell you that, right? Why would I tell you? Because it's usually not done, and the word free is meant to bring you into and onto my page. Because sometimes you need to revisit. This is the answer that I've come up with. Because sometimes you need to revisit something that repeats for you, whether it's a personal connection or a program that is pitched to you through a masterclass. I've seen some really good ones. But I find it interesting that the whole construct is to bring you into a program, because you're saying, hey, I know my shit, I know what I'm doing. So that's what is happening there. It's a personal connection or a program that is pitched through you through a masterclass. You may want to skip the masterclass and move on to the paid program. I think that happens if there's a resonance with me as someone you feel pulled to work with. Because I personally like to know who and what I'm saying yes to. And my own personal trigger, believe it or not, people who heal and have done 30 years of mastery work still need to work on their own being. And that's just true for everybody. But what I wanted to share with you was my own personal trigger is surprises. And I'm not a fan of surprises. There are, though, good surprises and bad surprises. If anyone has done any self-growth, I am much better at being surprised because I prime myself to be open to them. But normally, I really like to know what I'm signing up for. I realize that's not always a realistic expectation. So I'm going to do my best to answer what I think is the real question here. Why work with me? Why spend time with me instead of the millions of others who are out there that you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or all sorts of different things, or even your best friend or somebody next door? Why would you work with me instead of them? So to answer that, I think that's a really important thing to ask people. Firstly, because I've studied my craft for over 30 years. And I've done theater, I've done improv, I've done Reiki, I've done lucid dreaming, I've done sweat lodges, I've written books, and I'm continually molding who I am and growing as a human being. I am now 54. I just turned 54. Because my heart right now is in a place where it was not before. So the lesson there is doing and trying are different states of mind and outcome. So it is love and courage to offer what you are best at. And for me, trying doesn't, I know when I'm trying and I know when I hit my mark, when I'm really sincerely putting myself out there, and when I'm just sort of, feeling it out, not really putting both feet in and going, yeah, I'm going to do this or not do this. And, it always works out better when I can really hear that this is something I really, really want. And I want to work with people who have the same resonance. I really want this, right? Or I want it, but I'm nervous and I'm scared, which I've been in positions before, and I've had really good friends give a little nudge, go, yeah, I think that would be really good for you. And because I love them and I have deeper connections with them, I want to engage. I want to do it. So, why work with me? Because I encourage autonomy. I encourage your independence. Because I respect integrity. Because the most important part here is because I listen with every part of me, with every cell. So my whole being is engaged when I'm with someone. And I'm with a group, I hold really, really good space. I listen with every part of me. I listen so well that you begin to hear what you are saying and experience feelings that were shut down. So you become, there's more of a truth inside your body because you're really being held in a space that's honest. Yeah? So when you feel sort of sold to, it doesn't always feel honest, but when you're held by something that feels true or real, we let down. We let down those walls. So intuitive coaching, I'm an intuitive coach. And I use my Reiki mastery and lineage healing to really hone in to my own growth and to other people's growth. Intuitive coaching with me works because I'm a hollow bone. And I talk about this in another video that I'll put out. It talks about that experience. Impulsive decisions, saying yes right away and no right away, is an impulsive response, and that often gets people in trouble. So you've said yes to something, and sometimes you have to explore and say yes to that. Oh, I thought that was yes, and that's a no. And I've certainly gone through that process, and I have close friends that have gone through that process, where they have to either back out and go, whoa, why did I say yes to that? And so what I encourage is the repetition. Right? What I said about revisiting something. So often in business schools, and I know this because I've taken business courses, they feel that if a person doesn't come in and say yes within a certain amount of time, they're never going to. And I personally don't believe that. I think that time and growth is a process. So you need to feel that you can say yes in your own time, that it's like, yes, I'm in. Or no, not right now, or I have too much, or whatever's happening for you. And often I've seen responses, and I've even felt these responses where you take it personally. And I've had people take it personally when I've said no, or if I'm doing something and they've said no. So it's really interesting how we take these things very, very personally when it has nothing to do with us, really. So that little part of business school where you're taught if somebody doesn't say yes to something, they're not going to in a certain amount of time. I don't think that's true because I've come back to certain people or experiences or programs years after, and I've said yes because I know it's the right time. So I encourage you to go inside yourself and feel if this is the right time to work with me, doing some intuitive coaching, some one-on-one, and I'm going to offer a free masterclass, a little taste of that, of how I do that. And then what I offer is an intensive piece of an evening, an all-nighter, and in the day. So when you wake up in the morning, you have an hour session with me. In the evening, you'll have an hour session with me. And overnight, I'm going to be dreaming and holding space for you in the evening. And that's an intensive process that requires a little bit of conversation and vetting. Because if you need extra care or if you need a doctor, that's really encouraged to do that piece for yourself. You can work in tandem with healers. It doesn't have to be one or the other. And if you choose one or the other, that's fine too. Whatever works for your own integrity is really, really key to your healing. Or else you're not going to open up. A person can be an amazing healer and it could just not work for you. So any questions you have, send me a shout or comment below. Take care.